Alright, jumping right into area 6 or level 6, and I think our days of not wanting to rage quit are officially over because the last one was hard and this one is naturally harder. So what were your words? I can only imagine.
Yeah, I can only imagine trying to play through this all the way through. This is terrible.
Or how, I thought you meant how hard it's going to be from here on. If this is
I don't even
6.
want to imagine. This is one word that comes to mind is sadistic. This is terrible.
So let's talk about some of the things that make this level so hard. Is you have these fire breathing holes in these pipes. They're activated when you get within a certain distance of them. So when you first start playing, you run along, you don't even notice the hole in the pipe, and then you just run right into this wall of flame. And then when you're trying to time your jumps with that, like with this section here, you have people jumping, shooting, and the soldiers can lay down and shoot, and you have these holes spewing the fire, so you have to try, it funnels you into certain areas. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff going on the screen. Here, you have to learn your timing. So once you get close enough that these fire flamethrowers, I guess, activate, you have to stand for a split second and then jump. But you don't have but like a split second, so everything has to be just right or you stand up into the flames. So we actually got to where we could do this part fairly well, but it just goes downhill from there because right here you can time your jump and jump over the flame, avoid that lower flamethrower. Now that power-up box right there does have a invincibility in it, but when you try to get it, a lot of times you end up falling down into the flame, so it's almost like a trap. This part is infuriating. I mean,
yes, very infuriating.
You try to come up with a strategy or plan. I mean, we literally stand here. There's been playthroughs where we stand there forever and we're just like, okay, let's talk it through, buddy. Let's figure out how we're going to get past this. And I think we just end up just powering through it. So once you can get to that first ledge and lay down, that's just the first part of your problems, because a lot of times when you stand up and try to jump down, by the time the controller or the time the machine knows what you're trying to do, you get burned again. So we're laying here trying to figure out our timing, talking to each other, trying to figure out when to go, and then you stand up and you try to go, and that is exactly what happens. I mean, it is unreal, this part right here. So I think something we finally just do is if one of us gets killed, see, you were trying to fall. What happened there?
I was pressing down and I was trying to go down and it just jumps all the way up. It's like a setup.
It is a setup. So if you can get far enough to the edge of the screen, one of the players far enough to the edge of the screen, the flames will stop. And if the other person is stuck in there, then you can at least try to go. But we have lost so many lives at this part. And I don't remember what level comes up next after this. We're just hoping that it's a level where we can build some lives back up, because this really did take it out of us, especially if we're trying to stay on a goal. And if the levels are just getting harder from here, I mean, a goal of only losing 3 lives per level is getting further and further away from being able to attain. So there's another example of these turrets that gave us so many problems last time. They pop up, it seems like, maybe it just seems like, I'm not sure if it really is or not, but it seems like they pop up closer to whenever you get to them.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's why I was saying to Dad whenever I was like, the turrets were bad in the last one and they just popped up out of nowhere, but it's not, the trigger is closer to you.
Right. Something's different because they seem like they were worse. And maybe it's just compounded. Maybe it's just one of those things that seems like it's worse. But anyways, what we're approaching now is we're approaching this boss. We have nothing but our plain weapon. So it's going to be really hard to kill this guy. And I mean, I think we lost maybe 3 lives apiece just on him. And I lost track.
2.
I lost track back there. So we're just powering through and moving on to the next level.